Good news, Mike. Your picks are back. Mike's Picks. This is, I know, your favorite part of the show every year. I know you love the Mike's Picks segments. It's been a one that we've branched into other options, other things. We have now we have a pool tracker that we do. We give out prizes. People try to see how they can do against you. You get some competition from some other shows, Mike. So we always enjoy that. But we have a new wrinkle this year. Again, as I mentioned earlier, as part of our relationship now with the 1012 Network, we're pleased to let you know we are also partnering with a site called PrizePicks, Mike. And PrizePicks is an opportunity for you to play easy, legal daily fantasy. So you can get picks in there on over-unders, on pick-ems from all major sports, including college football, including some UCF players. So if you go download the PrizePicks app, here's what you do. And you deposit any amount of money up to $100 and use the promo code SONS12. PrizePicks will match your deposit. So if you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. You now have $200 to play with. Again, only if you use the promo code SONS12. Again, a lot of picks here. It's really super easy, Mike. It's really just you versus the numbers. It's over-unders. You get a ton of stats to choose from. It could be rushing yards, could be throwing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. They have every sport. Obviously, we have college football we're talking about, but whatever else you want NBA, you want Major League Baseball, you want NFL, you want soccer, you want MMA, whatever you want, they got it there. The app is super easy to use. It's actually 4.8 star rated, Mike. It's not quite as high as the Sons of UCF on podcast players, but it's rated pretty well. And there are some over-unders. There's some good numbers out there you can get now. So up to $100, you will get a 100% deposit match. Again, Suns 12. And Mike and I are going through this a little bit here ourselves today, Mike. I got a couple ones I'm looking at pretty heavily. I think I may end up playing this week. And here's what I got. Hendon Hooker, the Tennessee quarterback. You remember Tennessee's head coach is Josh Heupel. They like to throw the ball around a ton. You can get Hendon Hooker at 279.5 yards passing. I'm hammering the over on that. You know, Heupel is going to throw the ball a ton. I can't think of too many games where Dylan Gabriel didn't throw for over 300 yards. So I'm going to take the over on Hendon Hooker at 279.5. Ryan O'Keefe is on there, Mike, and they have him listed as 0.5 touchdowns. So basically, if Ryan O'Keefe has one touchdown, you are the winner. I'm going to take the over on that. I'm going to have Ryan O'Keefe with a touchdown. So I'm going to pick Hendon Hooker and Ryan O'Keefe as my prize picks of the week. Mike, what do you got?
I've got this new Big 12 matchup. I mean, for us anyway, new Big 12. West Virginia against Pitt, the backyard brawl. This is a brutal rivalry these two schools have. They hate each other. They're kicking off the season first game. I see it being one of these back and forth deals where, anything can happen. I have both quarterbacks, JT Daniels and Keaton, or how does he say his name? Keaton Slovis. Slovis. Each one of them throwing an interception. One interception each. I can see that. And that's it. That happens. I hit my pick. And it pays 3-1 if you hit both these picks at the same time. So that's what I'm going with. Just an interception here for one team, interception for the other team.
Okay.
And you said, and a pick like that I like because it could happen at any point in the game. The game could be a blowout, and you could still get a pick late in the game, and you still have a reason to watch. It keeps you invested in the game. I like it.
And again, there are some UCF action. So these are ones Mike and I aren't necessarily playing this week, but here's some action you can get. They also do a fantasy score. So similar to how you would do fantasy football, they do fantasy scores for players. Obviously, it's rushing yards, receiving yards, passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, things like that, right? So here's the action you can get this week for UCF. John Rice Plumlee, 22 fantasy points. You can go over under there. Isaiah Bowser, 16.5 fantasy points. You can go over under there. Kobe Hudson, 11.5 fantasy points. You can go over under there. Ryan O'Keefe, 17 fantasy points. You can go over under there as well. And then some of the actual metrics. Isaiah Bowser, 89.5 rushing yards, Mike. This is tricky because you don't know how much he's going to play. Are we going to be up a lot? 89.5 for Bowser on rushing yards. Kobe Hudson, 57.5 receiving yards. This is interesting too. How much are we going to have him in? How much are we throwing the football? 57.5 receiving yards. And then Kobe Hudson, 3.5 receptions. Something to keep an eye on. Ryan O'Keefe, 6 receptions over under, 69.5 receiving yards. And again, that 0.5 touchdown. So there are some UCF related to options out here if you want to make some picks on here. Again, go to PrizePicks, download the app. Again, 100% match up to $100 if you use Sons12 as your promo code. I think it's going to be a fun way to play all year long. You're going to watch the games anyway. You're going to watch UCF play anyway. You're already rooting for these guys, so you might as well make a little bit of coin while you're at it, right? So go to PrizePicks, download the app, and make yourself some fun this year, man. Why not?
Yeah, and even games you're not interested in, make it fun. I had a picks this week. I had Jordan Travis scoring a rushing touchdown, which he did. I hit that one. And I had Johnny Ford scoring a rushing touchdown for FAU. He ended up not playing. The thing I love about PrizePicks, he didn't play. They refunded me my money, right? So that I didn't lose anything with that. It wasn't my fault. I didn't know he wasn't. I found out he wasn't playing maybe like right as the game was starting. I wasn't even paying attention. Somebody told me. I was like, well, I lost $10, but I didn't. I got my $10 back. So you could. I love that PrizePicks has some integrity like that, and you won't feel like you're throwing money away.
Again, you can pick up to 2 or 5 players over under projections, and you can win up to 10% 10 times on any entry. So something to keep in mind as you think about your picks. PrizePicks is not available in all states though, so check the site before you sign up. If you have questions on how to sign up, don't know what you're doing, just send Mike and I a DM. We'd be happy to share more about how to sign up. But again, PrizePicks. Sons12 will get you a deposit match. Let's have some fun this year. Let's pick some stuff for UCF, Mike. But we've also got Mike's pick. So each week you go through the schedule and you pick AAC related matchups. So obviously teams in the AAC, and you essentially pick against the spread on these. These are also your official picks that are part of the pool tracker. I think usually you stick pretty consistent with what you pick here on the show to what you pick in the pool tracker. So before we get to your picks here, Mike, tell everybody how they can get in on the pool tracker. I know there's only been a handful of games right now, so you're probably not too far behind if you missed week 0. Still time to sign up if you want to get in there, Mike. Give people more info on the pool tracker.
I'm gambling again.
There
this
you
is
go.
Fun. I love this pick stuff. And yeah, if you missed week 0, there was only one game that we picked in the pool tracker that you missed out on. It was the Utah State.
We all
game.
lost that one. Holy crap. Did you put the yeah.
There was 118 people we got in the group, which is a great turnout. We had 80 on Saturday morning. I sent out a message saying, can we get to 100? We got up to 118. Still room for more, because out of the 118, I think 20 people picked Utah State. So you had about 98 of us that didn't know what we were doing there. Lost the first game. So even if you sign up today, you're only behind 1 point on just a handful of people. Still the whole season to go. So not too late. Go to pooltracker.com, search Sons of UCF group, and the password is black and gold, capital B, black and gold. I'll send out another tweet about it this week. You could always just go to my Twitter page and find the link there too.
All right, and those games are largely based on some of your picks here, Mike. So this week you've got 3 hot, fresh ones. First one on your list, you have Temple at Duke. The line you have is Duke minus 6.5. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm getting these lines from the pool tracker. I like to keep it at half points, so this way we have a winner and loser. I don't like pushing anymore, so we're going to keep it this way. These 2 teams have matched up once before in their history. Who can forget the 2018 Walk-Ons Independence Bowl?
Seared right up here in my mind. Seared up here.
Classic. Duke won that one 56-27. Last year, the Blue Devils, they started off the season 3-1 and then lost 8 games in a row to end the year. The Owls, just as bad. They finished the season on a 7-game losing streak. Both teams ended the year 3-9. This is, my friends, #bad football. But this game is in Durham, North Carolina. It's a Friday night game for the Blue Devils. I expect, the crowd should be into it. You would think that it's a fresh season, optimism, all that crap. They have a new head coach, Mike Elko, coming over from Texas A&M. This guy's got experience at Texas A&M. Before that, he was at Notre Dame. So he's got to be looking to make an early statement early on in the year. Temple also with a new head coach, Stan Drayton. Don't know what to expect out of this guy, but this guy's got a lot of work to do with this Temple team. This Temple team is not good. I think they're the worst team in the American Conference. Give me Duke at home to cover at least by a touchdown.
Yeah, I wanted to try to find a pick that I didn't like that you made, and this was one I can't argue with because Temple's going to be a bad football team. They're rebuilding. I do want to tell folks behind the curtain a little bit here. Mike sent his notes through. He actually wrote on the paper hashtag bad football. Like that's literally the note. He actually has the hashtag bad football, so he actually wrote that down. But I don't know if Duke's any good. I mean, they're not going to be a barn burner in the ACC this year, but they're going to be better than Temple. I think Temple's going to have a rough year this year. The transfer portal is just going to hit those guys hard. Obviously, I'm looking forward to playing them this year because I think it helps us out. But I can't talk myself into picking Temple to win anything right now.
No, Temple is worse than the Cows. They were bad last year. I think the Cows beat them by like 3 touchdowns last year. We saw what we did to them. They're just, unless this Stan Drayton guy is a miracle worker, I don't see them turning it around anytime soon.
Seems unlikely.
All right, game number 2. SMU minus 10.5 at North Texas. The Ponies lead the all-time series 34-6 with 1 tie in there. And we know about SMU. We know about the quarterback, Tanner Mordecai. Had a big year last year. He set a school record for passing touchdowns with 39 and total touchdowns with 41, completing 68% of his passes for 3,628 yards. Finished the season as a semifinalist for the Maxwell Award and Davey O'Brien Award. We saw what he did to us. This guy is dangerous, right? And the whole SMU team, I think, is dangerous this year. They're going to be competing for the conference here. You know, that's a tough game. October 1st, they're coming to Orlando. I don't think any of us think that's going to be an easy game. So I would keep my eyes on SMU all season. The Mean Green, on the other hand, they got off to a slow start last year. They started out 1-6. But they picked things up at the end of the year there. They had a 5-game winning streak. They beat the conference champions, the Roadrunners, UTSA, beat them up handedly there towards the end of the year. They're playing a lot better there. The game is in Denton, Texas, which I don't even know where the heck Denton, Texas is. Do you? What part of Texas is it? Is that West Texas, East Texas? I guess it's North Texas, judging by the name of the school.
Yes.
The last time SMU had to travel to Denton, it really didn't make a difference. They put 65 points on the board. I expect more of the same out of the Ponies this time. Give me the Ponies to win this one by at least 3 touchdowns. This is an easy pick. SMU covers 10.5.
Looks like Denton, if I'm looking at this map correctly, it's a little bit northwest of Dallas, near Frisco, a little bit near Grapevine. That's where you can find Denton, Texas.
All right. At least,
so a short trip for the Ponies, if I have this right.
You never know. They didn't necessarily have to be in North Texas. Look at our friends, South Florida. They're not in South Florida. So
I fully side with you. Yep, I know. Right. I fully understand that there could be another directionally challenged school out there. Yeah, this is the right pick. SMU is going to be a great team. The only thing, if you want to try to find a negative about SMU, the only thing is they have a new head coach. It may take a little bit of time for them to get the system worked out, but Rhett Lashley was there as an OC before, so he may have some familiarity with some of the players. That's the only thing. Hey, just may take him a game or 2 to get some of the kinks worked out, but I think they're going to be a tough out all year. October 1st, they come to UCF. I think that's going to be another big game for us too. This one will not be a big game. I think the Ponies just will wipe Denton, Texas with the old Mean Green. I don't understand this, by the way, because the Mean Green, their logo, they have like an eagle there. I don't understand are they the Mean Green Eagles? Why is there a bird in the logo? I don't know what's going on with that.
I was surprised to learn that they've been playing football for so long. This rivalry goes back to like the 1920s. I don't even associate North Texas with football. To be honest, I don't think I've ever watched a North Texas game in my life. Have you?
I've not. I've not. I assume they're green, right? I don't even know who their head coach is.
They better be green.
Texas State. I don't know who their head coach is.
No, I don't know either.
I'll look it up right now.
It's probably the last we hear out of these guys for the season. So give me SMU.
SMU it is. The third and final UCF Mike pick.
Game 3. This is a big one. Another in-state rivalry game to start the season. NC State at East Carolina. East Carolina is getting 10.5 points at home. The Wolfpack lead this all-time series 18-13. But the Pirates have had the upper hand in the more recent games. They've won 10 out of the last 18. The last 2 games were played in Raleigh. This game is in Greenville. East Carolina has had good success against NC State in Greenville. They've won 3 out of the 4 matchups there. The one time they lost was back in 2007. I know NC State comes into this game ranked number 13. They had a very good year last year. They were 9-3. They're expecting to compete in the ACC. What is it? I guess it's the Atlantic Division there with Clemson. They're looking to give them a run for their money. But we've talked about the Pirates this year. We talked about how dangerous they can be. Again, they're at home. The crowd should be into this one. You would think that the East Carolina faithful show up big for this one. I've seen them knock NC State off to kick off a season before. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a tough game. I still think NC State pulls it out. I think they are the better team. But give me East Carolina to hang in there, at least for three and a half quarters. Keep this within 10 and give me the Pirates to cover 10.5.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you here. I mean, I shameless plug. I was on with Mike Farrell today, and this was a game we talked about. And Mike's big on Devin Leary, the quarterback for NC State, and being the group of 5 homer that I am, I said, hey, slow down. Holt Nailers has been there since 2019. I mean, probably before that, who knows? And he's a relatively good quarterback at times. They have a good ground game, and we saw how well they played. I agree. I think North Carolina State wins this one, but maybe by 8, maybe just by 10. Right. It's important. This is a 10.5 point spread at this one. Right. So even if, NC State wins 30-20, you win if you pick ECU. So I think ECU does keep it close. This is one to keep an eye on, friends. If you're watching this weekend, you're walking around, because obviously we're going to have a chance to see ECU play. Curious how they play against North Carolina State. This could give us some foreshadowing to the kind of team that they're going to be this year. So probably one to keep an eye on. But I can't disagree with you on this one, Mike, unfortunately.
Well, so we're in agreement. All 3 picks, huh?
We are. Also, a fun fact, there is a notable alumni football player who went to North Texas. Do you want to guess who that was?
Well, it's not Mean Joe Green, right?
It is Mean Joe Green.
Wow,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know if that's how we got the nickname. It doesn't say that here, but Mean Joe Green is a notable alumni for the Mean Green Texas people.
Did they have
Their head coach, by the way,
and then they change it to the Mean Green because of him? This is getting interesting.
I don't see that as a thing here. But Seth Luttrell is their head coach.
Wow, I never knew that about Mean Joe.
Yeah, Mean Joe.
Seth Luttrell, never heard of him.
I don't know why you would have. His name's familiar though. Where did he coach before this? Let's find out.
There's a couple other interesting games to pick from though in the pool tracker. I don't want to give away all my picks, but there's Houston against Texas San Antonio. I was kind of surprised that point spread's only 5.5. I know that game's in San Antonio.
The Roadrunners. Me.
But I mean,
they're a tough team.
Houston's been getting a lot of hype. Houston's supposed to be already sitting in the championship game here in the American. If they can't beat the Roadrunners by more than 5.5, are we that scared of them? I don't know.
Well, you're forgetting the game of the week. Arkansas, Cincinnati going to Arkansas. I think Arkansas is favored by a little bit, if I remember correctly on that one, Mike. That's like
5.5 too, I think.
Interesting game there, I think. Again, talking to Mike Farrell today, his thought process is that Cincinnati is just getting the Luke Fickell respect factor, and he expects Arkansas to win that one pretty easily. But that's another one to keep an eye on. Obviously, Cincinnati's had a lot of success of late. They have not yet, as far as I know, I checked a little bit ago, announced the starting quarterback, so you don't know who's playing there as well. So another AAC game to keep an eye on.
7.5 points. Cincinnati's getting there on the road. That's going to be a tough one. How about the other one? BYU and the Cows. In Tampa, the Cows getting 12.5 points. I couldn't pick the Cows for this segment, but you never know which way I'm going to go in the pool tracker. You think that's going to be a good game?
What's the spread?
12.5.
No, I don't. 12.5. Oof. I don't know much about BYU. I don't know where they are these days. I'm not sure who their quarterback is. I got to do some more BYU research. I mean, they're typically a pretty physical team. They have a bunch of guys named Milne, usually running receiving routes. And so, they're typically pretty good. But we'll see if Jerry Bohannon's the real deal. Obviously, it cost him Timmy McClain. So we'll see if Jeff Scott made the right decision, kind of trying to save his job. That's it. What time is that game on at?
I want to say it's like 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. So you got a nice schedule of games, at least on Saturday. You got Cincinnati is the early game. Cincinnati is Cincinnati is 3:30.
3:30, yes.
And the Cows are at 4. Then you got the Gators in Utah at 7. You got Georgia and Oregon at 8 o'clock.
No, that's 3:30. 8 o'clock is Ohio State Notre Dame.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So that 3:00, that 3:30 to
From
6:00
3,
window.
yeah, from 3 to like 10:30. I mean, if you're a college football fan, just pack it in, friends.
There's got to be a nice early. Well, look at that. NC State, East Carolina, 12:00. That's a nice one to kick off the day. So
early one.
Saturday's fun. We know we play on Thursday. Is there Friday? The Temple Duke game is Friday night. I mean, I don't have to expect that to be a barn burner, but it's at least something we got here in the pool tracker to pick and keep it interesting and go over to PrizePicks and make it even more interesting.
It's a win-win for everybody. Again, PrizePicks. Download the app, 100% match up to $100. Sons 12. But that's Mike's picks. Again, getting the pool tracker. Are we doing a prize this year? Have we figured this out? I mean, I know you just sent out the prize for last year. Are we doing a prize for this year? Is there something that somebody can win if they can best? I guess everybody in the pool tracker.
We got to come up with something. There definitely has to be a prize. What is the prize? I haven't determined yet. Did you send the guy the hoodie?
Nah, not yet. No.
I sent him the hat. He should have got that hat by Saturday. I last year I wanted to throw in some basketball tickets to go with the thing, but the guy that won the prize lives in Indiana. He says I can't use the basketball tickets. Mm-hmm. So we got to figure something out. There's got to be a prize. You can't just run through this pool tracker and get nothing. Unless it's Elo. If Elo wins the whole thing, he gets nothing.
That's not fair. Got to Elo something. Now, if Andrew Glukov wins, he gets nothing. Elo, we got to give Elo something. But again, the bright side is we have 364 days to figure it out because there's no way you're getting it anytime soon. So we will figure out what a prize looks like for you. But again, appreciate everyone playing along with our silliness. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy doing this stuff every year. Football should be fun. And let's keep an eye on the conference. Maybe we'll throw in some Big 12 stuff here and there. I know people had asked, are we going to start picking Big 12 games? Mike doesn't have time to do all that research just yet. I think we'll keep an eye on that. And if there's an opportunity, maybe we'll throw one or two in there throughout the season. But you can always find them on PrizePicks. So if you have opportunity to think through that, maybe that's something you can do on PrizePicks.